Welcome to Archangel Revelations and Prophecies 444. I am Gat, your host of your requested the Natal Charts Life Purpose Analysis. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Now he will receive a free report. It's a lot of information on that. You may hear me say soulmate, twin flame. So all that information will be on that free report. A lot of links that can help you out. Explains everything about the 12 houses of astrology, the signs, the corresponding archangels, a little bit of stuff on there about the chakra. I think it's on there, a little bit of stuff on there about the tarot cards. So that's that free report. And if I'm not mistaken, he caught this on the sale as well because I be throwing sales up all the time. Real good. All right. So his first house is his first house. His first house is ruled by Aries, and he has the ascendant and the east point. Now, Leo is his ascendant, and that ascendant is your rising sign. All right. Your rising sign is how people see you. See what people do, they just associate the ascendant with the first house. In his case, that is the way it is. His ascendant is his first house. So they said, "Oh, what's your ascendant or what's your rising sign?" And he told them. They would say, "Okay, yeah, well that's your personality. That's how the world sees you." But really, that's your first house. Your first house, because the ascendant is not always in the first house. I have to make that perfectly clear. But how astrology works because of energy. Say his ascendant was in the 12th house. So he may still be a little bit of 12th house personality, but really, if you want to know what his overall personality should be, it would be you want to go to the first house. Now, some people argue and say no, because I'm more of my ascendant, which is in my 12th house, and I am my personality in my first house. And to each his own. It could be energy. That's why I try to tell people you don't want to be too technical because this is all about energy. But at the same time, you don't want to be so lax that you miss the whole point of your chart. But fortunately, his ascendant is Libra. His rising sign is his ascendant Libra, and his first house is Libra. So he's definitely going to be a Libra. They like fairness. They like balance. They like harmony. They like to do things with partnerships. Possibly a relationship. They can be social people. They're interested in justice. But sometimes they're idealists. And we just have to be very careful because nothing in the world is perfect. And they say a lot of Libras they may rush into a relationship and they want it to be perfect, but the moment they start to see flaws either in the person or just a relationship, then they start to withdraw and fall back, and that's not cool for a person who thought, relationships are tough anyway. Not saying they can't be worked out, but you really have to have a lot of patience. But if you really want a relationship, you have to realize nothing's perfect. So you really want to realize you may have to work on it and work through it. So your ascendant is where the sun was rising over the horizon at the moment of your birth. The EP east point is the ecliptic, where the sun was rising on the ecliptic at the time of your birth. So now, give me a second. I'm going to look at a couple of we'll look at the degrees. Now I'm doing this primarily because it's the ascendant. Like when I do that, it's because I see either synchronicities or the ascendant. Because I don't always do it. There's got to be some type of reason, but because we are talking about Libra and it's the ascendant. We're going to look at that 2 degrees Libra. This degree often indicates lack of freedom both in the affective and moral areas. It may also describe a person who feels isolated among one's peers and unable to mingle with the entourage owing to one's beliefs. See, now when this person writes, sometime they may not be they may be like what I would say a foreigner. So when they're writing, you have to really try to understand what they're saying. But they're saying this person may not really open up to other people because of their beliefs. So they may have a belief system. And again, this is what this person is saying. I'm just reading a degree. And see, this is why I don't always do degrees, because somebody might say, well, that's not true. But I'm not saying it. This is what this person said. So this person may feel restricted, because they said isolated, but they mean restricted. So they may because of a belief system, they may have restricted their morals. But again, see, I'm here to tell you, that's why if you guys try to keep up with my videos, because you're being sold a love story, everybody talking about love, and that's fine. But everybody's focusing on anything except you better be restrictive. Because right now you've entered the time of fire. So I don't know if you're keeping up on my channels. You can request, and I can tell you the channel, but you need to get more prophetic, because a lot of stuff is happening, especially with this full moon that's going to happen on the 30th. They're already kicking Russia out of the embassies. Now, anybody knows about war, that's one of the moves that happen right before war breaks out, is they kick all the people out of the embassies, or the people they get ready to go to war with. They kick them out of the embassies. So that's something that's like a head alert. Have the heads up, because I'm already in a spiritual red alert based on a prophecy of 400 years that was given to Abraham in Genesis chapter 15, verse 13 and 15. So you can be looking for a love story, but you need to widen your view to prophecy. And you got to understand, I could have sat back and made a lot of money out here, just like everybody else is doing. But I told the truth. And the moment people hear the truth, they just run to another channel. But you wanna make sure you know what's going on. I wouldn't risk that type of money, losing all that money, because I know it's real. And if you just studied your news a little bit more, you could tell you they're getting ready to get busy. One way or another, they're getting ready to get busy. So you may want to pay more attention to the news and listen to, I'm trying to tell you, biblically speaking, it's on. So if this person is restrictive based on beliefs, he may be doing a good thing. They want you to think, oh, it's a bad thing. I'm telling you, it's probably a good thing. But we'll see. We just got started. Let's go to 3 degrees Libra, because I think he had 3 degrees as well. Now, when you want to go Egyptology, Libra will always connect you to Ma'at. Now, make sure you do have a 3 degrees. I'm going to double check. Methodical, affable, obliging character. Nevertheless, excessive kindness may lead to trust unworthy people and thus miss good opportunities. One is urged to identify past mistakes, learn from them, and start afresh with more suitable basis. Otherwise, life is bound to be precarious and fraught with ordeals and hardships. In other words, too much of a nice guy. Too much of a nice guy. And it's something I learned, because I was like that. You know, especially with a Libra, because I'm not a Libra, but see, I used to. I wanted to be in a relationship and stuff. and you think, oh, I'll be a nice guy, I'll go out of my way and all that. But bottom line is, the faster you get to reality, the better off you'll be. Because you say, oh, no, I don't want reality because then she might not want to be with me, or the female might say he won't want to be with me. But believe it or not, the faster they can accept you for who you are, the faster either they're going to stay or they're not. Because you'll try to be this and try to be that and you'll still get hurt. Like maybe when you were younger, you were more aggressive. And they say, oh, you're too aggressive. And maybe the relationship ends. But then you say, you know what, from now on, I'm not going to be so aggressive. But then you're too nice and then they're running over top of you and they don't respect you. So you're gonna have to get, that's part of any relationship. Even like, and I learned that. Because I had got to the point in my life where I'll just be quiet. But the problem's still going to come. And they may pile up more because people just think you're a wimp. And that's what they're saying, it's just 3 degrees Libra. Not saying he is, I'm just saying what this guy wrote. So since he wrote it and he's an expert, I got to cover it. But you got to be yourself. So, if you go on a date, just like I said, you might, whatever you offer to pay, whatever you're doing, but she got to realize at some point, if this is going to be real, she got to pay back sometime too. And if you got somebody think you're going to be paying all the time, how's that possible unless you balling like that? And if she's using you for like a sugar daddy or whatever, you're like in a sucker mode. And that's what that 3 degrees Libra is trying to say. So you have to be real with somebody from day one. And like, these are things I know. Like, if I was to ever go back to dating, I would be and I hate it because I'm really a Leo. I like love and fun and passion and romance and Mr. Nice Guy. I love that. But on this planet, you can't do that. You got to kind of be really, and the archangels taught me that. You got to really let people know this is what's up. They said Jay-Z, when he was coming up back in the day, he got an interview with a high-ranking recording executive. And he's like, oh, so you rap, huh? And Jay-Z is like, yeah. He said, go ahead and say a rap for me. Now, anybody else would have started rapping and trying to impress this dude. Jay-Z looked at that dude and said, would you think this is a free show? Well, look where Jay-Z's at. Now, I'm talking strictly business. We ain't got to get into Illuminati and all that. Look where Jay-Z is at. He's still a big businessman. Whether you love him or hate him, he did a lot more as far as business-wise and all that than most people, his peers and stuff. Because he always had that confidence. And somebody going to respect you. And I remember when he was dating Beyonce, and they went through their little thing. And it was so slick, most people ain't catch it, but I caught it. Because one time they came to an awards show, and Jay-Z sat behind Beyonce and his family, and he brought his homeboy, the dude that got him in the rap game. You understand? But he made him, and when he went up to accept his award, Beyonce ain't come up because they went through their little. People do that, playing hard to get and acting. People just do silly shit on this planet. So nobody else caught that, but I knew what was up. That was his way of telling you. That was Jay-Z's way of telling you, I'm always going to be Jay-Z with or without Beyonce. And that sent her a message. You understand? But then she respected that. And I saw the hell that I got relatives. Real nice guy. Female took him through hell. But then he started taking her through hell. And that's when they got mutual respect. And now they've been together now for, well over a decade. And when Jay-Z made 99 Problems, that was about Beyonce. Because there was rumors going out that he ain't got her in check and blah, 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 blah. And so he made 99 Problems and say, if you think I would ever worry about one female, you out your freaking mind. That's when he made that song. So what I'm trying to tell you, in this life, is real. And like me, I'm a different dude. Now the reason why I'm saying this, because right now this is a male's natal chart. I'm a different dude because I don't want to keep going backwards. I done already did all that stuff. I came in the game as a little boy doing stuff that grown men hadn't even done yet. So a lot of that stuff, I refuse to just play these games. They like silly games to me. I just like being me. So I'd rather try. I'm just more, I like challenges. So that female that don't know no better, if I'm interested in her, then I might try to school her. If I'm interested, but if I'm not really interested, I just don't have time to keep going back to 3rd grade. I ain't seen 3rd grade in decades. So the reason why I'm saying all this is because that's what your 2 degrees and your 3 degrees is kind of pointing out. This is what they're saying. I don't know yet. I haven't done your chart. I just got started. But this is what the experts are saying. That this is a person that maybe has been restricted in their life based on what they believe. So that's that. Now we got 21 degrees, Libra. And again, the reason why I'm doing that based on what they're saying. Because I wouldn't do all the degrees. But I want to see with 21 because that's when Pluto stepped up. And Pluto is the transformer. And we definitely gonna read Pluto in Libra as well. 21 degrees Libra, neglectful, unwise, and unrealistic character. See, I already covered that with Libra. As one readily flaunts one's wealth, one is bound to be taken advantage of by friends and relatives. Sugar daddy in the making. Your partner might try it. I mean, partner in business might try it. The girl gonna try it. The woman in the relationship. However, since one is intelligent and hardworking, one manages to be successful and to achieve power. But that's especially because of Pluto. So that was deep. That's a hell of a way to start a natal chart, bro. Alright. Now we're going to do Pluto in Libra. Alright, this is one of my favorites, myastrologybook.com. Alright, so before we read Pluto and Libra, so the message they're giving in his first house is you don't have to, because I did the same thing. You don't have to lower yourself to think, make people like you or make people think, you're a good person, a nice guy. You have a right to tell them. Like, even if you took a female out to dinner or whatever, you met her. But you might, y'all might talk again or whatever. You might say, okay, I took you out this time. So maybe you take me out. Now, if she got a problem with that, and some females might, then you already know what's up. Now, some men don't mind. Like, if you don't mind, each person is different. But some people might say, well, listen, I hope this chick don't think I'm going to pay all the time. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a female, like females is different. Like, they like that, though. Even though they act like they don't, because you letting them know what's up. And that's why I said, if you just study the nature, they get mad because I tell the truth, but I don't care. I'm used to people hating on me. But, like, that's why they like that thug, because that thug, and then, how many times you been in the mall, and you see that thug walking with that female, he ain't buying her jack dilly squad. And plus the nigga ugly, but she still with him, and that female might be beautiful, beautiful black goddess. Keep it 100. Could be any woman, but I just remember when I was in Watertown, New York, beautiful black goddess. With this thugged out dude, he wasn't buying her jack diddly squad, but she's still with him. So to some degree, they're going to respect that because you let them know from the door. You let them know from the door that, okay, I don't mind going out and treating them, but, like Jay-Z said, this ain't no free show. Like, you going to have to give something back. And I ain't just talking sexual. It could be like finance, but you going to have to give something back. So that once they respect that, you can get past that. But you got to be ready because, like I said, me, I don't like all that silly stuff. Me, some things is common sense, but on this planet, it's always some type of debate. But if you want to be in a relationship, see, you got that Libra. But that's late relationship, partnership. But you always got to let people know this is what's up. Because that's the only way they're going to respect you. Now, that's what your first house was saying. That's the only reason why I gave those examples or gave that advice. Pluto and Libra. Souls born when Pluto is in Libra have been learning how to relate to others as equals. By listening to how reality exists for another person, and that's kind of what I just told you, one becomes able to give that individual what he or she truly needs. Because that's why I just told you that. See, as I said, if people let me do my job, like this is all universal, it's all spiritual. But what happens, you meet people that they just want to put their 2 cents in and want to be right and all this other stuff. And there's a time and place for everything. But there's also a time to be quiet sometime and learn. And if I'm here, it's because that's what I did. So they're saying the same thing. Like, if you really want to be happy as a Libra, you got to learn how that other person think. Or if you want to get along with people, you have to kind of know how they think. And a lot of people will try to get over. If you keep on being like kind of too nice, they're going to keep taking advantage. So you just have to let them know. And don't have to be mean. You don't have to get mad at nobody, but just let them know. Nah, them days is over with or whatever. Or, the partnership's not right because, I'm putting up all the cash and all that. And your equipment is broke down and outdated. So then I got to put up more cash to fix that. And then when they see, oh, he's not stupid, then they're gonna try to lie or whatever, but then they're gonna realize you're not stupid, and then you can get past the BS. And like I said, I was just recently in a situation where, because some people, they'll do something, they think you're gonna be, they're kind of like trying to bribe you. You know what I'm saying? Because they doing stuff and they think you're gonna be overwhelmed. Oh, that person did that, but man, to me, like $2 is the same as 20 is 30. It's the same thing. I treat everybody the same way, because at the end of the day, it's God, it's not me. And when they see that, they be shocked, but then they fall back too. Cause like I'm not, you can't blow no smoke up my ass. I'm not that type of person. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what your first house is saying, bro. That you have to really know what's really real, so that when you relate to these people, they're gonna have to respect you. And that's how you're gonna be equals. And sometimes being equal with somebody means you gotta come down. Because if you're too nice, that means you're unrealistic. And you might mean well, but it's coming across that you're trying to buy affection. And that's the worst mistake you can make. Because then you're gonna have a problem with respect. And like Little Boots, he said when he first started making money, he gave one of his friends, I think he said he gave one of his friends $60,000, and he said that ruined the relationship. He said the dude was like, "Who Bootsy think he is giving me $60,000? Who did?" And the dude caught fit. Of course, he ain't get the money back, but then he became his worst enemy. Bootsy said. So you got to understand. You got to come on people's level. And sometimes, like I said, I hate to say it, but sometimes when somebody's struggling, it's better to leave them that way. And that happened with 50. When 50 first got famous, he left all them dudes in jail, and they was all his partners, and nobody ever knew why he did that. And I'm not saying he was right for doing it or wrong, but what I'm trying to tell you is you don't know how people respond. You don't know how people respond when you try to help them. So they're saying this type of person should know many, many people and learn people, learn cultures, and learn all kind of stuff, because that they say that'll help that person out more. So again, I'm at myastrologybook.com, Libra and Pluto, or Pluto and Libra. So they're saying change and inner growth come through intense partnerships with both friends and lovers. And you have to examine your unconscious motivations and aspects of relating. And you may also have new and potentially reviving ideas about law and justice. So that's all Pluto. That would all be Pluto in Libra. All right, so now I believe we're ready to go to the second house. All right, now your second house. Your second house is supposed to be about your money. It's ruled by Taurus. It's about your money, your possessions, and how you value things, your value system. But you got Scorpio there, and Scorpio is all about other people's money. So somehow already you got other people money issues in your second house, which should be about your money. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing. We're gonna have to try to figure out which one it is. So before we can go further, now we're gonna read about your eighth house, because Scorpio rules your eighth house, and your eighth house, and Pluto rules Scorpio. And your eighth house is about shared resources. So this is definitely about your partnership, going right back to that Libra. So first we're going to read about everything that's in your eighth house, because everything that's in your eighth house is now going to be in your second house because of Scorpio, and you're probably going to feel a lot of it in your first house because of Pluto, because Pluto rules Scorpio. The eighth house is ruled by Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto and deals with secrets, sexual matters, mysteries, doubt, accusations, suspicions, supernatural psychic abilities, internal plotting, internal indignation, conspiracy, vengeance, revenge, anxiety, esoteric knowledge, forbidden knowledge, hidden knowledge, obsessions, addictions, compulsion, power struggles, manipulations, abuse, greed, lust, compulsive behavior, codependency, stalking, intense watery emotions, arguments, debates, tauntings, fear, revenge, intensity, psychic abilities, great transformation, high sexuality, doubt, debt, taxes, IRS, legal matters, court. Because whenever you see Libra and Scorpio like that, it's this person could have legal matters or things with debt, taxes, IRS, legal matters, lawsuits, inheritances, could be fighting over money, inheritances, law breaking, shared resources, finances, business, karma, other people's money, the soul, reincarnation, afterlife, birth, death, resurrection, rebirth, regeneration, rejuvenation, animalistic behavior, freaky, down and dirty behaviors, psychological situations, studies, research, knowledge, forbidden knowledge, hidden knowledge, investigations, investigators, managers, agents, addictions, drugs, alcoholism, underworlds, creepy crawlies, other dimensions, science, higher science, holistic healing, spiritual healings, alternative medicine, internet, long distance, advanced technology, alchemy, metaphysics, sacred geometry, things that are forbidden, taboo, astrology knowledge, hidden knowledge, aliens, higher life, deceived persons, astral planing, telekinesis, telepathy, dreams, interpretations, animals, enemies, Halloween, the divine womb, deities, tarot cards, higher thoughts, inheritances, loans, banking, animals, pregnancy, woman's body, and finance. The eighth house rules other people's money and transformations. So your first house and your second house is about transformations, and it's definitely based on shared resources and or other people's money. That's both your first and second house. Other people's money can mean debt, taxes, inheritances, wills, joint finances, shared resources, and loans. The eighth house is on the axis with the second house, and that is the axis of money. Second house, your money. Eighth house, other people's money. Transformation can be mental, emotional, physically. It can be sex, start of life, pregnancy, process of life, and major transformation to a woman's body, and death, literally or figuratively. The eighth house is one of three relationship houses. The fifth house is love. Seventh house is commitment. Eighth house is sex. So any of all those things could be affecting you. And now we have to go right into Uranus and Scorpio. All right, myastrologybook.com. This is a very powerful position for Uranus as it is exalted in the sign of Scorpio. That means that Scorpio is Uranus' strongest, most creative sign placement, where it expresses its energy in its highest, most positive form. Your will and persistence are tremendous. You find a way to express yourself no matter what. You could be a healer, surgeon, psychologist, as you are able to go deep beneath the surface into the causes of pains and disease. If your Uranus is afflicted, you will have jealousy, envy, and possessiveness to deal with. It is unwise to avoid the necessities for personal growth and regeneration this placement demands. For you are morally capable of the highest or the lowest behavior. Passion must be joined by compassion for you. Passion must be joined by compassion for you. And resentment must give way to understanding. In general, many individuals with this placement are innovative in sexual matters, anything taboo, and have insights into what makes our darker side tick. The metaphysical, the occult, and drugs hold your interest. So that's what's going on in your second house. All right, just give me a moment. All right. All right. I'm just looking something up. Give me a second. All right. Planets can be judged in a day of life. It has been observed that planets housed by enemy planet. All right. This is good, but we still gotta get a. Now, give me a moment because this is like a Hindu website, and just when I got to where I needed to get, they started like they did English, like they did English right till I got to where I needed to get, and then they started speaking in like Indian language. So now I got to try to find out what they're talking about. Give me 1 second. Just when I got there, that's some funny shit. I just sit back and watch. It's like even Tupac could see that shit. He said, "Man, it seems like somebody just sit here and just write this shit, God and dog and all this stuff, and you could see it. It was right when I needed it. The language changed and shit." All right, so we trying to find something out. One other thing I'm gonna try. See now that they're kind of trying to tell you. I'm just gonna read this. As is known to all that Hindu astrology we take, I think he meant to say as is known to all that in Hindu astrology we take care of 7 planets and 2 nodes of the moon: the sun, the moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and then go Rahu and Ketu. Right now he goes in. He says, and its research wing, Astro Research Institute. The leading question has been, what is the role of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto in Hindu astrology, and to what extent the astrologers are using them for the purpose of predictions. This point, role of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto was also put as one of the objects of the Astrology Institute. And I had written a few very senior astrologers, but none many effort to participate. Astrology, the divine science, belongs to none. It belongs to all. It is one religion, rather, a universal God. And start the discussion should only regard Uranus. It affects in various houses and signs, and also with association of other planets and other possible effects. Then follows the discussion about Neptune and finally about Pluto, which is okay. We'll get to the point, brother. Both Uranus and Neptune have been termed as mysterious planets and stay for a very long time in one sign. Uranus takes about 7 years and Neptune takes about 14 years to move to another sign. All right, so that was pretty cool. That was just definitely something that was learned. All right, now I want to find what I was saying about my astrology books. Because now we're dealing with Uranus and Scorpio. All right. Now let me just try to, because I'm trying to find out to answer this question. It's just one of them days where all right. Right. Give me one moment. Let me see this. All right. All right. So now I'm gonna go back over this and let me see this. Astro fix. Did you get it? Astro fix. Uranus and Scorpio. I want to make sure I read this. So you might really be innovative in the second house with all that stuff. I read this in the eighth house. You may be real innovative with that. And I'm gonna put this on pause for a minute. All right, so there you have real innovative, because Uranus is gonna make you innovative, creative, and stuff, and ingenuity, and getting this money in the second house, or even getting other people to give you your money, give you their money, whatever, whether it's through sales or however you do it, management or investments, however you do it. But you're real innovative with it. So it's not a lot there yet, like I said, because we just getting started. But now you gotta look at 24 degrees Scorpio. All right, so I'm looking at a couple of things. All right, so now I want to try see something about your Uranus. So now let's just look around. It says Venus in Aries, because I finally found what I was looking for. So you got Venus in Scorpio, which Aries is right there, but it's not close, but it's still there. Venus in Aries, Virgo, or Scorpio. So let's check it out again. or with a hard aspect from Mars. Because you see that opposition, it's definitely opposing Mars, but they got that red line that I'm looking at, because that's Mars right there. And because that's what it said with a hard aspect from Mars. Venus with a hard aspect from Mars, which you kind of do have that. All right, so I'm gonna make sure, because this is what I was really looking for. I just found it. I was looking all over. All right, now I want to make sure I put it in the right location, because I got like the natal chart reading, I think, and then I got this file, which is natal chart, but I wanted a natal chart reading. Now we got it. All right, so yeah, yours, you do kind of have a hard aspect. So now I want to look at it again. So it said if your Uranus is afflicted. Now let me explain it why. It will be afflicted because you have a hard aspect of Mars opposing Venus. So that's what we'll make it afflicted. Now I'm gonna double check and look at this again. Because affliction is Venus with a hard aspect from Mars, Uranus, Neptune, or Pluto. Because why was that important? Why did it take so long and all that? Because I'm saying they don't put nothing there. So the only way you could tell, one is by the degree or by the aspect. But I would have said it anyway because Scorpio can be power struggles and stuff like that. But now we're gonna do 20, and like with Uranus, anything could happen with Uranus, but it could also be somebody real innovative, like knowing how to use technology. All kind of Uranus can mean anything. Something suddenly just happens. It could be extreme, whatever, out of the spot, but it could also be somebody that's really creative and just knows how to make money and knows how to use all that eighth house stuff to get what they want or get success. 24 degrees Scorpio. Generous and courageous character, determined to brave any danger in order to help one's fellow creatures out of a difficult situation. Although no gratitude is expressed by the persons rescued, one continues to lend a helping hand to people in need. See, a lot of times when you see a person like that, that's kind of like what I call an earth angel. Because they're going to date. That's why I said, a lot of times you see gangsters, the reason why they get involved with gangsters or the military guns, because they angels, they earth angels. So much selfishness arouses, so much selflessness arouses public esteem and respect. See, that's a dude in the street that got a reputation. Because he like a soldier. And he ain't showing no fear. And plus, he ain't selfish. Because the street really like that. Because most of the people in the street is selfish. Not all of them. So when you got that one dude that's balling, and he ain't showing no fear, he definitely gonna have that respect. However, one must beware of jealousy, hypocrisy, and slander. But again, them same people you out there with is scheming on you. So that's why that one took that long, because I was really trying to get in there. Now let me see. Just find out what's really going on. Give me one moment. Give me a, they be having all this silly stuff. All right, let me see. All right. Give me a second. All right. Now we can move on. I'm gonna close some of these browsers. Got too many browsers open. So it's almost like your biggest conflict is just haters and shit. But I'm kind of getting the like he knows how to get shit popping, or like he knows how to hook up with people and partners and shit, and he's not scared, but he just gotta learn. I'm not saying be mean. Like each person gotta make their own decision. I'm not saying be mean, but at the same time, people gotta know what you about, because they're not gonna do the right thing. If you think, well, if I do the right thing, they're gonna do it, but it's usually not like that. Like let's just say they down to 30, you at 70. So you think if you help them out, get in 20 and it's 50-50, but they're not gonna do the right thing. So they're gonna either F you over, or they're gonna mess up the 20, or they're gonna go lower. Like every time you go up, they're gonna go lower, because they're gonna be like, yo, this nigga got it. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Eddie Murphy joke. Like the Eddie Murphy joke where he act like that Italian dude. He ordering all this stuff at the movie theater, and he's like, this nigga's gonna pay for it and shit. Like who? And that's what Donald Trump said. We gonna build a wall and block them out and make them pay for it. So that's crazy. So people gotta know what you about. That you ain't with that silly stuff. That's why you hear me say it all the time. Like any way that I am now, it's the way I became, and this is with the help of archangels and stuff like that. Because you got to get to a point where you're benefiting too. Because like me, I'm out here helping everybody. They may act like I'm not, but I'm out here helping everybody. So at some point, somebody got to help out too. So now we go into your 1, 2, 3, your third house. Now, just to make it real quick, Gemini and twin flames relationships is the more immature energy. Like whenever you see twin flame separation, usually dealing with the third house of Gemini energy. Now you want that Sagittarius energy, but that's in the ninth house. So whenever you see the universe kind of manipulating Gemini and Sagittarius energy, that's because they're trying to get the Gemini to grow up. And whenever you see Neptune with Sagittarius, this is like people that they tapped into not just the world around them, but they tapped into the universe. Just like today I heard Earth, Wind, and Fire. It just hit 4 o'clock. That's the angel number. Today I heard Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it probably has something to do with you. Because usually when I get ready to do a reading, I always get like a message from up above and all kind of stuff, different constellations and stuff. Because I know the solar system above us. I know space above us. But that mess was playing like something like that. That it was that one. Boom. And then the group switched. They tried to take that song and do it over though. I think it was called. If it wasn't Switch, it was the Barge. One of them dudes tried to, but they got that from Earth Wind and Fire, that bass line. But anyway, so when I'm talking about the telekinesis and the telepathy, that's Neptune and Sagittarius. Sagittarius always deal with long distance. It's in your ninth house of your higher self. It deals with foreign things, foreign speaking. Like even this person might be able to speak more than one language, or he might be connected to like some type of partner that speaks more than one language, and they got foreign connections, relatives or whoever, because that's what Sagittarius represent. But the ninth house is higher self, foreign languages, foreign lands, land and property, in-laws, the law, higher laws, higher courts, religion, philosophy. So you got all that going on. So this is like a highly educated person. Now, education comes in many different ways. Some people may literally have gone to schools or gone to workshops or whatever. They may have gotten degrees or whatever. Or some people just do a whole lot of reading. Because if you remember LL was a genius. He was only like 16. But all that dude did was read and all that. So he got real smart. But they're highly educated, highly intelligent people. Especially this is the house of the mind, the mental. So this dude is kind of ingenious, like a genius. And that's what LL used to say. I'm a prodigy. And Gemini is your brothers and sisters, but also your community. It's younger people, younger education, creativity. The third house and the fifth house are your two most creative houses. It's the mind and communications. So we're going to do Neptune and Sagittarius. And Neptune affects your dreams too, especially through Pisces. So Pisces is also in your 12th house. You got the Pisces signs we getting ready to talk about, but you also got Pisces in the 12th house. And that's your house of reckoning and the subconsciousness. Okay, this is my astrology book again. I like using them. Souls who incarnated with Neptune and Sagittarius are very intuitive and they have psychic abilities, just like I said. And they tend to seek experiences that expand both their senses and their spirit. Neptune and Sagittarius brings the potential for a deeper understanding of the meaning of life than in previous signs. Now I finally found it. This is what I was looking for. It said, although if afflicted. See, because this website has the definition of the word afflicted, but you can't find it. Like you gotta read it, and if it's underlined, you can click that link, and then you'll get that. That's what I was looking for. Now I got it. If afflicted, you may lack sound judgment and have a strongly emotional and indecisive nature. Your idealistic, gregarious. See, because I think you got like you was born like Georgia, so that they just use the name gregarious, sports-minded, and love and grand gestures and large ideas. Now, if you see what they just did, they did Greg, grand, and gestures. Now, if you always doing my studies that I'll be showing you, I will show you how those words are all connected. Because he was born in Georgia, then you just got hit with all these GEs and GRs, and that's all Georgia. Georgia got what? GE, keep going down, and I don't know if it got R in there though, but it got A and all that. But I show you all that. It's linguistics, and everything is connected. And they tried to tell you that when they gave you the Matrix movie, but a lot of people just thought it was entertainment or something. Just something to talk about, but not really think about. It says you enjoy travel, religion, possibly even occult studies, politics, philosophy, and fair, frank, broad-minded individuals. You dream big. But that's Neptune and Sagittarius. Alright, so give me a moment because now I have this. I'm going to make sure I put it in that location. We don't want that. We want it over here. Alright, let me check this out. Now we go back to that. Now we're going to look at the word afflicted. Set of a planet in a sign contrary to its nature: Moon in Capricorn, Mars in Libra, Taurus in Cancer, Venus in Aries, Virgo or Scorpio, or with the hard aspect from Mars, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune or Pluto. All right. See, when you like, I studied the mob and the mafia. See, that's those type of dudes, because they come up in the streets, so they got the respect of the streets, but they had their own code of honor. See, this dude got his own code of honor, and they respect it because they ain't no cowards and stuff, and the streets respect them. Plus, they look out for other individuals, so then they get loyalty. But you still got to be careful. Like, you could never be too trusting on nobody. Like, that's just real. And I hate to say that, but I've been on this planet long enough. You can't trust. I mean, you ain't got to be paranoid, but you just got to be aware. All right. Now, that is your third house. So now we're going to do 21 degrees Sagittarius. Reason why I'm doing that, because I'm just getting... This is based on what I saw in the beginning. And I want to see if there's a consistency that I might be seeing, but I'm just waiting to see. Aggressive, quarrelsome, and nasty character. It is absolutely necessary to keep violent instincts tightly reined, lest the most terrible disaster happens. Hey, yo, I ain't have no idea I'd be getting into a chart like this today and stuff. But that's in your third house. Now, why is your third house? Because third house can mean very immature people. You always hear me say, I'm not in third grade no more. See, these are people that don't want to grow up. And that's why he got to be that way. But that's people that don't want to grow up, and they be messing everything up because they stay at a... When I say third grade, that could be anything, but it's just a very immature level. But that's the third house. And that's about little children and all that. Now, the fourth house, now this is deep. And that's your sun sign, Capricorn. Because I know the moon sign, Capricorn, is an old soul. But it's a possibility that... Because Capricorn is more mature. And really, the fourth house is really about fit. Well, let me just tell you what the fourth house is about, since that's where you got your... See, that's the family business, or you were born into a family business. But see, your fourth house should be 6-9. It's run by 6-9 Cancer with the moon, and that's like teenage to adult education, land and property or real estate, ancestors or family, the heart, your vehicle or travel, and inside of your subconscious mind, whatever person raised you in a motherly position when you were younger, that's called Imam Coeli. And that person will always be in your subconscious mind. Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's Imam Coeli. So that should be your fourth house. But your fourth house has Capricorn in it. And Capricorn rules like business and reputation. So this family may have worried a lot about what other people thought about it, or it may have been a family business. So when he came in, it was already... It's like, I keep talking about that code of honor. Sometimes if you're born into like a family business, that's the main thing you're taught. Because if you notice, you don't see a whole lot of warmth in that fourth house, but you definitely see that Capricorn. See, that's no nonsense. Like Saturn and Capricorn are considered no nonsense. That's not always true. But they're more mature, and like I said, they're more about that business. All right. And so that's your sun sign, which we still gonna look it up. Sun sign is also the divine masculine in your energy, and it's external, how people see you. Whenever you're dealing with the moon, you could be dealing with your internal, more motherly, feminine, and it's more secrets. But having Mercury there, I mean, you're good at it. Like, you were real good. You were a good real speaker. And because the sun and Mercury are so close together, you got a lot of lion energy, like a Leo, because the lion is that's his sun sign Leo, and so with Aries as well. So Mercury is a great communication, great thought, and probably creativity too. So now we're going to do 28 degrees Capricorn. Loyal, creative, and contemplative character endowed with poetic and artistic gifts. One enjoys like a rapping. One enjoys the simple pleasures offered by nature and finds in its beauties an inexhaustible source of inspiration. Success can be achieved in many artistic disciplines, in law and medicine, in law or in medicine. Should the natal chart concur, this degree indicates sojourns in the countryside or in the mountain for health reasons. So for health reasons, this person may end up in the countryside or the mountains, especially if somebody put a hit out on that ass. Time to get up out of there. Time to get, overstayed your welcome. All right. Now, only reason why I say I used to work with a dude, he was from Philly, but he was a gangster. He is from Philly, but he was out here in Jersey and shit. But what was sweet about this dude, where we work at, you know how they call you by your government name? Not him. This dude was so gangster. The intercom would come on, and you would hear some white girl go, "Born alive, Supreme born alive, report to the office." So he had people calling him by his righteous name back in like 2001. Who does that? I mean, they just starting to get these people to respect who they are now. This dude had them doing it back in 2001. Born alive, Supreme born alive, report to the office. And this wasn't in school, it was just the job we worked at. Report to the office. Blah, blah, blah. You have a visitor or some shit like that. But he got out of Philly because he said it got hot. Alright. Now, so that's 28 degrees Capricorn. Now we're going to do 29 degrees Capricorn. So they're telling you that's where he learned the family, though. He learned that loyalty from like the family business or something. Intelligent, studious, and loyal character. Success and fame can be achieved in science, literature, architecture, economics, owing to one's benevolent honesty and steadfastness. One attracts many friends. This degree often indicates a high level of erudition, and we're going to look that word up. There is a possible danger of accidents, explosions, or contamination. That's just from haters trying to kill your ass. That's why you have somebody else test your food first. Say that's why I pay you the big bucks, sucker. Alright, now in year 2000, I was in Watertown, New York. How I got that? I went to a job fair in Eatontown, New Jersey, and they was like, if you could leave right away, you could go. I said good. So I went up there, and they knew me because I was always sending my resume to them, and they said, "Oh, you that person I always send them resumes?" I said, "Yeah." And I said, "I really want to work." They said, "Okay, well we got one opening. It's way up in Watertown, New York, and you got to be ready to leave." I said, "I'm ready and shit," and I went up there. But I was at Best Western Hotel, and Hillary Clinton came. This is year 2000. Hillary Clinton came in. Because Watertown is a little bit further north of Syracuse. That's how far north it is. And the base, the military bases, because that's where I was working at, on the military base. This is before 9/11, so you could still walk on military bases with no problem, because this is before 2001. And Hillary Clinton, that's what she had. And she had a personal secretary that checked everything, but it was a black female. And I'm not gonna tell you her name though, but she was cool though. But she wasn't just Hillary Clinton. She like her personal assistant, but she like her, like if you got too close to Hillary, she would tell you back up and shit. So she did more than, because the Secret Service would be there too, but they ain't say nothing to you. And she would check. She would see what the food was being made. She would go talk to the cook and see how he was making the food and shit. But that was Hillary Clinton's. She is a black female too, but she is real cool and shit. That's real talk. Everything I told you too is Best Western. See, some stuff I can declassify now because it's so old. But Hillary had to read. She used to go to Syracuse because that's a big thing back then. Even if you remember, at 9/11, George Bush was reading books to kids. That's what they used to do. I don't know if they still do it. But Hillary Clinton in 2000, she was in Syracuse, New Jersey, Syracuse, New York, and she was reading the books to the kids. But she stayed at the Best Western in Watertown and shit. And the people on the military base was shook because they thought she was gonna come to the military base, but she didn't. That's what's up. So you never know where God gonna take you. All right, erudition. Deep, extensive learning. So like they say, he loves to learn, whether it's through schooling, workshops, or just reading. All right. So that's your fourth house. Fifth house, and it's kind of sweet how they do that. They got your fifth house is right between your moon and your sun. All right, so let's just do sun sign Capricorn. All right, this is gonna be always astrology. Self-confident, calm, and hardworking. Practical, responsible, persistent. Other people might start something and stop, but a Capricorn sun sign is going to see it through the end. They're experts at finding the right resources that are needed to make the best out of it. They may be perceived as stuffy or rigid, and so they need to learn to bend when life doesn't go the way they want. Their seriousness can make them appear unhappy, or they can be difficult to approach because they look so formal and aloof. In reality, they are just cautious. In love, they feel happy and high on emotion. They tend to be jealous, but they remain faithful. Capricorn sun signs like to be married. Once they find that special someone, they tend not to let go. And so many will marry only once. They feel they won't get too many chances at love. See, this dude got a LL Cool J vibe in John, straight out of New York. He just got that vibe because I feel it and I keep seeing it. They adore taking care of their partner and family, although they must feel needed and appreciated. The sign understands the ups and downs in a relationship better than most, and they are not easily disheartened when things are not going smoothly. They're profound thinkers. They explore all their options before taking action. They have excellent memories, and they love to learn. Rational, clear-headed, and logical. They can concentrate very well. Despite natural skepticism, they are often intrigued with the occult. Alright, I'm not finished reading that yet. I just want to bounce over here real quick. I'm gonna put this on pause. I'll be back. A lot of times I kept getting this song. When I did this dude's chart, I was getting this song, and I couldn't get it out of my head. And then I told him, and I kept saying it throughout his reading. He said, "Oh, that's my mother. That was her favorite song because his mother's deceased. So that was his mother talking to him." All right. So we're gonna do a little bit of this because it's what I heard. That's some commercial. Give me a second. Now I think that's what I heard, but I want to make sure. So just hold on. See, they're saying hearts of fire, and that's right in your that. See, with that sun, your fourth house with that sun is kind of like they're playing with Leo energy, and that's that fire sign, kind of. All right, but I'm just trying to make sure that's the song I heard. I just don't got that bass line, that heavy bass line. So give me a second. All right, I'm going down memory lane here now. It might have been this song right here. I just remember that pumping bass. I said, man, that's Earth, Wind, and Fire. I said, how you coming up in my hood with some Earth, Wind, and Fire? Hey, yo, I'm going down this playlist on YouTube with Earth, Wind, and Fire. So they had a song called 9/11. This is, of course, more recently, and they blocked that. But they had told you about September a long time ago because they knew a lot of hidden shit. That's why there's some about Egyptology and stuff like that. And then they had another song called 9/11. I Had Enough, so they blocked that. And then they said Jupiter, the battle, and they blocked that. Why you think they blocking these songs? You know, because they ain't blocked nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody know the ancients, they know that a lot of people say that Jupiter is Nibiru. There's some strange connection between Jupiter and Nibiru. Like I said, you got to understand when this beast took over, they replaced the truth with a lot of silly stuff. So I'm gonna try to find out why. I want to hear that song 9/11, what they was talking about, and I want to hear what they said about Jupiter. Because they were telling you about September, but see, what y'all got to understand, when that blood moon came in September, like 2 years ago, that was supposed to be something too. And they had a whole lot of people, a whole lot of singers would sing, because a lot of people in these music, they know secret knowledge and stuff. Because when you take that oath, you become in contact. That's why they be so unbelievably good and talented and shit. But that's another video. But this brother, he likes information, so I was just sharing as well. But that's pretty sweet. All right, so we're about to get going again and finish up. Give me one moment. And like I said, now that we got more knowledge, we know what they talking about. Because they had a lot of songs about the star. You was trying to start telling where you really come from, talking about the sun and all that, because they know that's prophecy, that everything on the sun gonna burn out everything. I be talking about stuff like that on my other channels. That's why I say everything happened for a reason, and I'm pretty sure it resonate with this dude that requested this. You know, he might see it because he real knowledgeable. But that's why I say you gotta let the spirit go sometimes. A lot of people don't understand that, but I'm adamant to try to don't deviate, because that's why we in the situation we in now. Because you got the word coming through, but we get caught up on silly shit. That's why I'm real funny with what I do. All right, I'll be right back. You know what's crazy? Because I remember I was real young when I heard Earth, Wind, and Fire, but I knew they was on some other shit. Just the stuff they did was unbelievable, even musically speaking. And but you know, you little, but I've always was metaphysical. Like, cause when I was little, Dr. York's people was right here in Asbury Park, and I could walk down there, especially when I was young. Just walk down there and shit. Try that shit now, probably have a heart attack. Or ride your bike down there or something. And every now and then you would see some York's people, and they would hand you the information, but it would be like a comic book. And I would look at it and say, yo, this look like the stuff Parliament Funkadelic is doing, because Parliament Funkadelic had comic books and shit too, or comic stories or whatever. But I just couldn't understand Dr. York because it wasn't time yet. And but so what I did, I went through this playlist because I know somebody's talking to me with that song I heard earlier today. And so I went down the playlist to find their songs, and the one song wasn't there. Again, just like I keep trying to tell you, because see, Uranus is big. Even on my natal chart, Uranus is big. And now I just found out today, because of doing his chart, that like the Hindus, they don't even deal with Uranus. They don't deal with Uranus or Neptune. Me and Neptune real close. They don't even deal with Uranus and Neptune. So this is all metaphysical stuff. That's why you can't get swayed by silly stuff. People want to keep you down, but you here for a reason. Anybody, even you requesting this chart, you here for a reason, bro. So that's the main thing I'm trying to get through. Because like people get so upset, all you got to do is fast forward. You still get the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a message, get the message. You know? So it was definitely something with Earth, Wind, and Fire. So then on that whole playlist, they didn't get it. But they was going to Earth, Wind, and Fire 9/11, and they blocked it. They blocked it like 3 times. I said, why they keep blocking Earth, Wind, and Fire 9/11? Because they had that one song called September, so I don't know. But I believe that had to do with the blood moon. I really do. Because they always do. But it was a whole lot of people warning you about not September. Even that song, you know that chick from Martin who played with Gina and Pam. They was both. I think both of them was in that song, and they was singing it. If I'm not mistaken, I know Gina was there. It might have been Pam too, and they was singing about the end. So, and we still in that time frame. It ain't over. If any of y'all think it's over, it's not over. That fire about to burn. And so they had some songs that just, even musically, they just was on some other shit. Unlike any other band. There was a couple other bands I could name it, kind of had a sound similar. Not so good. They had an awesome horn section, and then just some of their songs was real fast paced. But Earth, Wind, and Fire was always on some other shit. So now I'm hearing it now, and the song that wasn't in their playlist, because it said Earth, Wind, and Fire 9/11, and it said that song, but they blocked it, so I had to go find it. I found it, and it's Jupiter, and that's the one I used to always listen to. See, this is why I've been telling you this is real shit. That's why you can't be out here playing games. People be talking silly. God about to burn this planet up. What you need to be finding out is what you need to do so you don't get burned up. And that's why I said I got some other channels. And that's all public shit. That's all free public shit. So this ain't no marketing. That's real shit. So that's why I said what I get from this whole thing, just studying his chart. Because you got a lot of Mayat in there. And also what you see is like God's goodness. Like God keep giving people chances and chances, and they keep taking his kindness for weakness. Now if you notice how it worked, it got right when it got to that sun. You understand, on his chart, right when we got to that sun, that's when it got real. And now you see how real Earth, Wind, and Fire is. And when this man was growing up, I think he heard a lot of Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's why, because we all connected. So Jupiter is a song that really was the one I was looking for when they be going real fast. But that song was always, I used to listen to that song and be like, that song ain't from this world. And all that. And I never understood because I was young. And then by the time I, could understand, I'm older now, so I'm trying to live my life. And by that time, you got respect for them, but you ain't trying to hear it. And even when you start getting the metaphysics, you want to move ahead. You don't want to go back. But even like, there's a woman out here named Mary Omni, the Constitution enforcer, but she died about 2-3 years ago. But she used to always say, y'all got to go back to 1970. She said, stop listening to this modern music, because it's dumbed down, it's low frequencies, and they manipulating you. Like the music can really change you. Like what you are can change you into something else and stuff. So she used to always say, go back to the 70s music. So just going back real brief just now in a day, I could see how wise Earth, Wind, and Fire was. Because they was on some other stuff. Like you got Parliament Funkadelic, you got Blackbirds, you got a lot of great bands from the 1970s, Rolls Royce. But the one closest to Ra's throne is Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's how I look at it. The closest band at that time that was the Ra's throne was Earth, Wind, and Fire. And that's why they was telling you about September. They was telling you about Jupiter. And the ancients always said it was Jupiter. They would say Jupiter was Nibiru. And then something changed. I've heard a lot of stuff. I'll keep that to myself because I know that this isn't about this. But I just thought this gentleman needed to hear that. So I'm going to put this on pause one more time, and then we're going to finish up. So my name is Jupiter. I'm from another galaxy. I came here to set you free. They talking about that, what they say, Nibaro, burning up the enemy. Sleep on it if you want to. So that's why I say stay up on it. Stay up on your horoscope. Keep your natal chart updated. But just stay up on it. Whatever you're doing, readings, whatever you're doing, and stay up on it. But this is not the time to be getting caught up in third dimensional. Because that's why they try to pull you back in any way, shape, or form. Even like you could be having health problems. All that stuff is attacks. You think it's natural, but it's attacks because it really is a battle between going into hellfire, believe it or not. And I'll be breaking all that down. It's so clear, bro. Is everything getting clear? Because it's almost over. And that's why you don't wanna play games. Like, it's not a joke. People got you thinking it's religious or that's a deceptive lie. Or it ain't no lie. That's real talk. It is what it is. Now, if you follow his chart, once we got through the sun, go right into the age of Aquarius. But his Aquarius is in the 5th house of the sun, Leo, and I'm the Leo. That's my sun sign, moon sign, Capricorn. Interesting. Now, this person, whatever they do, is going to be alternate. It's not going to be what some people might classify as normal. So like Uranus, same thing. It's alternative way to date, alternative fun. And they put the sun and the moon right on that. See, Aquarius, I know that's his motto, but I know in the Bible is when you become one with Give me one moment. I know is when a person becomes one with God. Like if God says, "I know you," that's a spiritual marriage. Like the man knew his wife and they became one flesh and all that. The man knew his wife and they bear a child. So when you say "I know," you becoming one. So that's what his chart is saying. The divine masculine is the sun, and then it's right there with the divine, and he's at "I know." So it's right at that stage. But see, the sun is supposed to burn us out of this fake ass Pisces age, which was Christianity. So that's like Neptune and Pisces. But that's the Christian age. That's in the belly of the beast the Bible talks about. That great fish is Christianity. And he in it for 3 days. And people say, "Oh, why he only was in the grave for," they say 3 days, but he came out early on it. Within the 3rd day, he wasn't in there for 3 full days. That's us, because we got divine mercy, because God cuts it short. But I talk about all that on my other channels. Now I'm only telling you what's on his chart. That whole Aquarius. So that's the next age we going into is Aquarius. It's on his chart. That's why I say don't be mad at me. I'm metaphysical. I'm spiritual. I'm one with source. I'm not with this silly shit. Now 3 channels is real life and metaphysics. That's one of the channels. The next channel is metaphysics, Israel, Hebrews 20, and Israel. All 3 words. Metaphysics, Israel, Hebrews 20. And then the other one is the spiritual channel. That's when I really go verse for verse with the Bible, show you what it's really saying. Because really the only person that can tell you what the Bible is really saying is the people of God. It can't be people who overthrew those people and stole the Bible and tried to. They can't interpret it. It wasn't written for them. So you got to go back to the truth. You just got to go back to the source. And anybody don't want to go back to the truth, you might as well get ready to go to the fire, because those are only 2 choices God's giving you. Like so a lot of those Romans died. They could have got out of there, but they wanted to keep believing the lies, so they died when Rome went down. Babylonian same way, they could have got out of it, but they wanted to keep believing it, so they died when Babylon went down. It's the same way that's going down right now. And then any other newer channels I have out there, whatever. Or when you go to my channels and you go in the description box, it'll always be updated information of what's happening, where to go. So the main thing, if you got the channel name and you go to the channel, you can look at the more recent videos and go in the description box. It'll be more information. But that way you become more and more in line of what source is saying, because this is the source, the creator, everything. and that's the person that's about to end this age in fire, and it's explained why. So instead of wanting to debate it, study it and learn it, because it really ain't nothing to debate. It's still gonna happen, really. Like, you might win the debate, me and you might have a debate, and you might just make me look like a total idiot, but that still don't mean that God ain't coming. So I'm more into what's really happening. But that's what you see on your chart. The divine masculine meeting the divine feminine in the age of Aquarius. You can't get past it. And see, the Leo is fun and loyalty and family and children. That's what the New World is all about. The Bible always says the New World is going to be like children. They call it young, even if it's not really a young child. They still say a young child because they mean a new age or whatever. And Leo has always been a lion in Judah, and the fifth house is ruled by the lion. So that's the metaphysics of your chart thus far. All right, now when you get to the sixth house, that's Virgo, and you got that moon in Virgo. You also have, whenever you see Pisces, she even got that 322, which is skull and bones, but it's Jezebel in the body, because when they killed Jezebel the dog ate her and left the skull and bones. Left the skull and bones, and that's why they call themselves skull and bones. Basically, they also call themselves skull and bones because Golgotha was a skull place where Jesus was killed. All these are references to hell, just so you know. And believe it or not, Skull and Bones has two primary objectives: to take as many people into hell with deception, but also to give God's real people the opportunity to escape. All right. Moon in Pisces is a very psychic person. Venus in Pisces is unconditional love. Your sixth house is usually opposite your 12th house, and that 12th house is ruled by Pisces. So there's a lot of healing in the home, and ironically, you see all those retrogrades in your 12th house, and we'll cover that when we get there. So the sixth house is about home, health, healing, service, daily activities, young ones, small animals, small children, co-workers, or subordinates. And Venus in Pisces will also be unconditional love. Sixth house ruled by Virgo. Essentially, when you see Moon in Pisces, you see a very, like I said, a very psychic person. There's a lot with emotions, very intuitive. Also, like I said, a sense of motherliness, nurturing. Pattern helps you see patterns. That's Palace. Palace helps you see patterns. But if it was reversed, it would help you deal with social issues. But I tend to say either way, it probably could help you deal with social issues. So we're going to do 4 degrees Pisces. Alright, give me a second. I just got to find my thing on degrees again. So 4 degrees Pisces, sociable, fickle, sincere. There's an overwhelming need to be understood and appreciated by the numerous friends one attracts. Success can be achieved in all occupations requiring good oratorical and negotiating skills. For instance, in education, mediation, television, etc. One must think thoroughly before getting involved in any serious partnership because the first moments of exhilaration might be followed by disenchantment and bitterness. I don't know how he got that because Pisces and Virgo is always unconditional love. All right, so we'll keep going. Three degrees Venus, 3 degrees Pisces. All right, just give me a second. 3 degrees. Reflective, benevolent, and inventive character endowed with gifts of occultism. One is a loner and works best in the silence and the calm of secluded places. Success and wealth can be achieved in a host of disciplines, among which religion, philosophy, the arts, the craft, industry, natural healing, research, etc. The natal chart shows which occupation is most suitable. And we're going to do 0 degrees Pisces. Pleasant, sociable, and loyal character. One is always readily adjusted a member of his entourage in order to create harmonious living conditions. This applies particularly to conjugal life. One can achieve success in business or in the arts. Associations are highly favored because, as symbolized by the first personage of the image, one knows perfectly well how to blend opposite elements and turn them into complementary assets. The dude that ran the Gambino crime family, that's how he was. He knew how to make his enemies friends. And that's why he had so much respect. Because he started off in the streets, but he was real smart. But he knew how to, he either knew how to overthrow you or win you over. Because those was the only choices he was given. Like Benny Siegel's lay down and stay down. Get down to lay down or some shit. And so, everything started changing with the mob. Especially like the older guy said, don't bring drugs in. But the mob guys didn't listen, started bringing drugs in. And it started ratting out and all that, started, making deals with. So they didn't want the street dudes to run the mob no more. They thought it was better business for this other guy to run it. But he wasn't really a mob guy. He hadn't been in the streets, and he didn't have no respect. They didn't respect him. So the other mob guys that were selling the street, they didn't like him. And then when he found out that Gotti and them was still selling drugs when they wasn't supposed to, he was going to disband their group or whatever. And when Gotti found that out, Gotti put a hit on him. Because the other guy, the other guy had died. So, you can't respect somebody that's dead. They still trying to get paid. So once Gotti found out this dude was going to disband his group or whatever, they put a hit out on him and killed him. And that night that he died, Gotti was in the car up the street watching the hit go down. But the powers that be was there too, the law, and they watched the whole thing go down too. And then Gotti took over. That's when he became the Don. All right, give me one more. I was getting ready to go. Oh, give me 1 second. And the rest is history. All right. All right, now I get your chart back. It's a whole lot of stuff going on. I have to excuse me. Now we'll learn more about your chart. I mean your 6th house when we get to your 12th house. 7th house again, but see that's the problem because see the 7th house is Aries, but see the 7th house should be about we. But when you have Aries in the 7th house, that's I am. But that's also where your vertex is. That cross means this is where you're going to have a significant meeting or a significant event or a significant breakup. And usually when it's in your relationship sector, it usually is your soulmate or your twin soul. Twin soul is same soul, different bodies. That's your twin flames. Soulmate is anybody that could be in your soul family. So there's going to be relationship issues, possible power struggles. But with Pluto in your first house, which is ruled by Aries, it's still going to be helpful for transformation. And a lot of times that Aries aggression might not be you. It might be the other person. Because for so far it basically says you're the type that really tries to work with people. So we'll look at 10 degrees Aries. Gentle, pleasant, and hospitable character. One is devoted to nice deeds and charity work, but one has no willpower. One is so selfless that one may get involved in a romance just out of one's inability to say no. And it's kind of funny because you remember the mob, like those guys, they were known for like dedicating to charity and the church, the Catholic Church. Because at the end of the day, the Catholic Church loved them dudes. Don't let nobody fool you. They loved them dudes because them mob dudes was putting that money in. So that's that charity aspect of it. So that aggressive person in your seventh house, like I said, is probably not you. It's the other person. It's your twin. And when you have Scorpio in a second house, that don't necessarily mean you're sharing resources and all that. That could just mean somebody taking your resources or somebody manipulating you, because Scorpio is about power and greed and power struggles and manipulation. But it's kind of like when you got parents and their kids are milking them, but they don't care because it's their kids and stuff. And a lot of guys are like that, with a female or vice versa. There is also a danger to get lost in one's desire to please others. And that's why I'll be talking about 50 Cent, because 50 Cent was real generous. A lot of people don't know that. But he was like actually losing money because he was paying his people way too well. And I think at some point he began to realize that once his record sales was going down, he wasn't making the kind of money he was in the beginning, and he was starting to realize, you overpaying these people. So they said this degree indicates that happiness comes from concealed love affairs, which is kind of crazy because they were just saying this person's faithful and all that, and now they're saying, and right when it got to the relationship. But that's how it be. That's why I be trying to tell people. I see it too many times. I see it in life before I ever touch the natal chart. But you see it in natal chart. So once it gets to that natal chart, that their relationship sector, all hell break loose. It really do. This degree indicates that happiness comes from concealed love affairs and changes rather than from marriage. But that might have happened over time. Because maybe it looked at first he wanted it. He wanted like a long term. But maybe after getting hurt, now he's open to other avenues. In the natal chart, Mercury is dominant. If in the natal chart Mercury is dominant, the intellect may prevail over sensuality and may prompt to establish some sort of literary or artistic circle, which offers a nice opportunity to both genders to get together and flirt. Well, we know we did we do Mercury? Yeah, we did do Mercury. It's over there. I think that's over in the was it the fourth house? We'll look at it. I'm not looking at the chart just yet. All right. Yeah, fourth house, but it's going into the fifth. And that's what it is. What they said is kind of true, cause it's so close to your Aquarius. I could see that happening because that's groups and people and it's alternative and shit like that. And that's a real strong Mercury. Plus you got the Sun energy of Leo. So essentially, I don't know if he started out that way. I think he might have started out wanting to be loyal, because up until then he was like his character was impeccable until it hit that relationship sector, and then all of a sudden now he's don't mind creeping around and all that other stuff. But up until then he had the kind of code that I got, street code, nigga, loyalty to death. I'm a lion, my nigga. We don't do certain things. That's why I'm a different, like me. If I got to choose between some broad and my character, it's gonna be the character every time. But I learned, I used to didn't be that way. I was one of them old school dudes. Protect people at all costs. But sometimes the people don't be protecting you. Like I keep trying to tell y'all, When Malcolm died, ain't nobody pick up no bangers and say we gonna get no revenge. When Martin died, ain't nobody go. The closest dude to Martin was lying. When they got Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson tried to take credit. Oh, I was right there. I tried my best to. You ain't do nothing but try to take credit. You conniving. You the reason why we calling ourselves black. You sellout looking. So this is the real world we live in. So the more you see the real world you live in, you start to do things differently. All right. So that's the seventh house that looks like. Because that's where we was at if I do declare. And we did 10 degrees. Give me a second. 10 degrees Aries. Now we're going to do 13 degrees Aries. And we might find out a little bit more because I'm a little curious. Refined, faithful. This is 13 degrees Aries. Refined, faithful, and generous character, fully aware of one's worth. One is unanimously respected and stands on equal footing with the powerful figures who grant their protection and trust. Success can be achieved in agriculture, especially wine growing, the art of cooking, the military, or the judiciary. Notable deeds are highly rewarded and attract numerous loyal friends. He's the type of dude that when you lock him up, he be studying law and shit, and you jail lawyer and shit. Ha ha. And if I'm right, nigga, you owe me some more money. Ha ha. I don't know. Alright. But some dudes, they don't have to be in jail. It's a whole lot of dudes on the street that know law. Like these thugs that be watching back in the day when cops first came out. You have all these thugs watching cops. I'm like, why the hell y'all niggas watching cops and shit? So we know what not to do and shit. Alright. Alright, we can move on. 8th house. Now we already dealt with your 8th house. And when we did your 2nd house. So we already read all that. Now, here's the deal. For you, sex is a spirituality. That's why you got Vesta there. And you got Chiron there for healing. So you really Marvin Gaye sexual healing type dude. Taurus is very sensual. Plus they love to eat. A lot of times Taurus has a lot of magnetism. Sometimes they can be very attractive. But sometimes, if they like to eat, they may start to put their weight on. So whatever we said about your 2nd house, it's in your 8th house as well too. But you're very, Taurus, and Taurus could be a good partner to be in a relationship with. They can also be very stubborn. A Taurus got to be careful not to put value on people, because see, the 2nd house is ruled by Taurus. It's all about value systems, but you're not supposed to put value system on people. That's for social reasons. Now, if you was in some type of like organization or whatever, then you got it, because you can't just send anybody. See, it is times when you have no choice but to put value on people. Just like if you was running a job or a corporation, you do have to know. Well, Jimmy don't like to get up early. Jimmy's not the type of dude to work the way through. So you darn sure wouldn't give Jimmy the same respect at that job as you did Sal, who get there early and stay there late and stuff like that. So there are times when you do put value on people, but for social reasons, you wouldn't put value on people. All right, so we're gonna do it again. 6th degree Taurus. 6 degrees Taurus. Alright, give me a second. Let me see how much time I got on this. Alright. Because once this get to like 2.5 hours, I'm going to stop it and do a part 2 with the audio. That way I don't have no problems. Because sometimes I have problems if I go past 3 hours of audio. Superficial, trusting, carefree character, good-looking features, and sex appeal are the main assets which bring about happiness and love and a comfortable lifestyle effortlessly. Should the natal chart concur, conceit, money, and lust for power prevail over moral concerns. And in any case, there is a propensity for lechery. One must not overindulge in sensual pleasures because this degree indicates a danger of violent death or ruthlessness. Whether one is the perpetrator or the victim. Yeah, they even fucking with you with the degrees, because then they gave you 6-9. But like I told you, real people put this together. Like how we do art and shit. That's like people put your natal chart together the same way. Because they give you that whole Cancer 6-9 in this 8th house, which is the family. That's why, like I said, the family, somehow, oh, we a crime family and stuff like that. And then 6, so let's do 9 degrees Taurus. Superficial, materialistic, lazy character. Happiness is found in the fulfillment of physical and sensual needs, but self-leniency and excesses of all sorts bring about many troubles. This degree warns against financial losses related to simultaneous romantic relationships or bigamy. There is also the possibility that one marries a sibling of one spouse. So, saying this person might be dating a female, and then the sister see he fly, you know what I'm saying? He got that big, she bowling and stuff. And you know women don't give a fuck, just like men don't. And next thing you know, you minding your own business, and her sister coming on to you, and bada bang, bada boom, rest is history. Now, I don't get down like that, but these things happen. See, I'm a real dude, I came up. But I always have my own code of honor, though. Certain things I don't do. But I know why cats do it. Been there, seen it. Alright. So now, we keep it moving. So they're definitely telling you to watch yourself in your, especially in your 8th house, but your 7th house as well. Now 9th house, nothing really there, but like I said, that's all about education. And what they're trying to do is just, because I just did Gemini tonight, but I'm trying to apply it to the reading. Because you really don't have a problem. It don't seem like you really have a problem with people. In fact, you're probably too nice. Or too, just give me a second because this plug fell out. Just one of them days, bro. Alright. Let me check it again. Alright. So that's your, so your 9th house is just usually when you put Gemini there, it's to really, when you communicate with people. But it might be just make sure you listening. That's what I would get out of your chart. Don't think you got it locked down. Make sure you listening. Because when they be saying the streets are talking and all that shit, I heard it through the grapevine. Not to be paranoid, but just to be aware. Because see, that's where David made his mistake. King David thought if he doing the right thing and hooking people up, there should be no reason why they would betray him. But they still was trying to kill his ass. So that's the world you live in. Like that, just keep trying to tell. Like I said, people hate me, but they hate me because I tell the truth, and they just don't want to deal with it. Just because you a great guy and all that don't mean somebody gonna stay loyal to you. So you not saying be paranoid, but just be aware of that fact and shit. Because people gotta know that you ain't that dude. They gotta know that, and that's the only way. They have to know from a fact. And you still got people that'll try you regardless, because they gotta know. Somebody say, oh, I heard, but I don't know. I ain't see it. So it is what it is. So that's why your Gemini is in your 9th house, basically. Because Gemini is all about the community, the brotherhood, all that shit. So you got to make sure you're in tune with them. Because it may be stuff like all them big bosses when they finally get taken out, because they forget they forget. Because when they came up in the street, nobody, you know what I'm saying, they handled it because they got to be big bosses. So if you came up in the street and got to become a big boss, you must have knew something because you wouldn't have made it that far. But then they get up there and they forget because their ears ain't tuned like it used to be, or the people they got around them ain't really being loyal. So that's kind of what your ninth house is saying. Always stay in tune with that. And in your third house, because Gemini take you back to your third house. Gemini rule the third house, but there you go with the Neptune and Sagittarius, and they told you that type of person is highly psychic. So that's the message for you on your chart. Stay aware. Like I said, this whole thing, everybody got to know their role. To keep it 100, everybody got to know their role. Even somebody you're in a relationship with, they got to have a role too, and they got to stay in that role. Like, I've been doing this a long time, and that's why I said I was able to fall back a little bit. But you really have to understand what this is really about. Because this planet just got some grimy ways. And people, people come here trying to help, and all they do is get fucked up and killed. And life go on. Life go on, and they'll make a movie about you. Look how long they waited for Malcolm. All of a sudden they came out of nowhere, and now they want to make a movie about Malcolm, and now they want to have a stamp with Malcolm's face on it. Now the same dude they put to death, the same dude they hated in the 60s or whatever, now they're trying to make this dude out to be a legend and stuff. So that's how this world is. All right, so now your 10th house, medium Coeli. But now that 6-9 is your family, which will take you back to your 4th house where Capricorn is. But this is definitely a family business, and that family business could be anything. But 4th house is about teenage to adult education, land and property, real estate, vehicles of travel, ancestors, the mother of Imum Coeli, the heart. But whatever it is, it's a family business. And also, whenever you're dealing with the family business, you could also deal with the home. And that's why your moon is in the 6th house. Because, see, the moon rules Cancer. So your 10th house, 4th house, and your 6th house are kind of connected together. But the main thing you want to see here is infidelity. And we kind of figured that out by stuff we were saying. Juno means you will find yourself in a relationship with somebody who has either Cancer energy, or wherever your moon is, moon energy, 6th house. It might even be the sign Virgo, but it don't have to be the sign Virgo. But it's probably going to be immorality. But medium Coeli is showing you that that's part of your true north node. And ironically, we haven't even done your true north node yet, but that's going to be your life purpose. So when we get to your true north node, it's going to take you back to this 10th house because it's also part of your life purpose. 2 degrees Cancer. This degree indicates that life is under the influence of persons of the opposite gender. So we knew that from his first house. This nigga whipped. I'm gonna read it again. Don't come put a hit out on me, bro. I'm just reading what's on the chart. This degree indicates that life is under the influence of persons in the opposite gender. One must display extreme caution in relationships if disgrace is to be avoided. Because you got chicks that'll sleep with you and then tell the world. Just to fuck your shit up. You gotta understand, no matter what go down, you could just be standing next to a female. If she yell loud enough, somebody coming to fuck your ass up, even if you ain't do nothing. You better learn how this world really operates, son. I'm gonna read it again, cause he think I'm over here. Had to take my medication on that one, bro. Ha ha. Give me a second. Gotta drink my water. 2 degrees Cancer. This degree indicates that life is under the influence of persons of the opposite gender. One must display extreme caution in relationships if disgrace is to be avoided. Sexual impulses must go through the sieve of reason and past experiences. Funny they say past experience because now you're talking about past life or whatever, or experience in this life, but because you got that aura right there. And remember, medium coeli represents part of your true life purpose. So be careful. Now we're going to do 20 degrees Juno. 20 degrees Cancer, excuse me. 20 degrees Cancer. Intelligent, fickle, and fidgety character. One undertakes too many things at the same time, and it looks like it might be women with this dude. Ever since that 7th house in Aries, he done change. Same time, and in most cases, one succeeds in none. So you might try to do too many things. Journeys on water and across the seas may result in big losses. That's interesting. Remember, Pisces is a water sign, Scorpio is a water sign, and Cancer is a water sign. Stabilities and perseverance are a must. It is indispensable to carefully plan one's project before implementing them. Otherwise, wishful thinking prevails, and one goes from one failure to another. Wow, didn't things change? This nigga was balling until he got like the 6th house. But I see this shit all the time, my nigga. That's why I said I had to fall back. But I understand metaphysics. I understand it, though. But to try to explain it, don't nobody want to hear it. Alright, so you got to be careful at 10th house. As soon as you got into that area of love and everything went down. But that's that unconditional love in your 6th house. But that's where they said Mars is opposing Venus, basically. And they told you in your 2nd house, they said if Venus is in a hard aspect to Mars, you're going to have conflicts and shit. And it really does. So now they did it to you again. They put you in 11th house, but they really put all these things close to the end. You got a unique natal chart. See, your true north node really is like Leo, but they messing with you because they're putting it so close to your 12th house. So when I see that, it's almost like you got closure in your 11th house and in your 12th house. So we're going to go 20 to 28 degree Leo and 29 degree Leo. And if we almost done, I'm not going to change this, even if I might be done before 2:30. I'm at 2:09, but it don't matter. But either way, it's so close to 2 hours and 30 minutes. I don't have to change the audio. All right, 28 degrees Leo. Independent, courageous, and idealistic character. One pursues notable objectives, and once they are achieved, one remains as generous and honest as before the victory. This degree heralds a remarkably brilliant destiny made of altruistic accomplishments and glory. If in the natal chart the degree is in conjunction with Mercury, it describes musicians and poets. With the Sun, preferment and privileges. With Saturn, and without supportive aspects from other planets, failure and poverty. With the part of fortune, wealth, and power. It's funny how he went out and told you all that. You got your good fortune, wealth, and power, but it's just easing you into the 12th house. That's some eerie shit. And Saturn's in the 12th house too, because it mentions Saturn, but you got that aura. That's some eerie shit, bro. So your Mercury way over here. But see, your Mercury is still with the sun. The sun rule Leo. See, but I noticed that. I told you that over there. At the end of the day, you got some Leo Virgo shit going on. But I think it's two different people. I really do. I could be wrong. But see, whenever you got Leo, that's the Sphinx. See that woman, the head of the Sphinx, is always going to be the Virgin. Because everything we do is always going to be about the Virgin and the Sun. Don't have to be the Catholic Church. It don't have to be the Bible. But when you go to the ancients, it's always about that mother, the Madonna, with that son. And even in your Sphinx is about that. So no matter what head they put on the Sphinx at first, even if you went to the back to the first, that body of the Sphinx has always been a lion. So let's just say the original Sphinx was just a Sphinx. Because there was cat people in Egypt, whether y'all believe that or not. That's why I'm a lion, Leo. And you see, I know the universe. I got some black cats that just keep coming around, but that's because that cat's warning me about where we at. This shit is real. You don't have to believe it, but just look around you. That's why I say you got to come out of third dimension and go back to where you really from. This is a matrix. They're about to burn this shit down. Now, so the original Sphinx, no matter what the head was on the Sphinx, it was really, even if it was a cat, let's just say the whole thing was a Sphinx cat that was ruling over in Egypt, the bloodline, because that's from Lyra. That's the Lyra constellation. But now the Lyra constellation, they also in Sirius. That's why they always talk about Sirius. Probably in Orion, which is Osiris. Sirius is Isis, and probably even Pallades. And when Jesus says, "I got the 7 stars in my hand" in Revelation 1, he's talking about the Pallades. And you can see all this on Big Head Scientists on YouTube. Just because they cartoons don't mean the stuff ain't true. Now, so even if it was a Sphinx cat, people that had higher esoteric knowledge knew that that body of the cat is always going to be the sun or the light or the lamb. That's the lion. And then that head is always going to be Virgo. Because everything came from the woman. That's why she'll always be at the head. No matter how many times they try chop it off, no matter how many times they try to give you a patriarch system, it's always going to be about that divine feminine. Always. And the lion know that. The smart lion know that. That's why any real leader, they always know that. That's why Farrell Kennington, he was always taking hieroglyphics, pictures of him with his son and him loving his wife. You look at Barack Obama, who is the bloodline of Farrell Kennington. He's born in August, which is all about the lion and the sun, when the sun is at its closest or hottest point to the earth. And you always saw how Barack Obama was always kissing his wife, hugging his wife, and all that. So you can't get past this stuff. This is all higher metaphysics. So you got some type of Leo Virgo going on. And it's either two different females or it's two different time periods in your life, but I think it's two different females. And you got the one that's kind of kicking that Aquarius energy to you. And then you got the one that's kind of, you're loving her, but she's playing you out. And she got some type of Aries Mars shit going on. And the other one you cool with, but it's testing your loyalty. And that's why you got Leo. Now, what if he said, man, it sound good, but that shit ain't never happened in my life? That don't mean it ain't gonna happen in your life. And also, this might be some past life shit. But it's definitely in your chart. So it's in your life one type of way or other. That's why I said this is something, like, let me just try to explain it to you. I'm going to tell you all again. Earth, Wind, and Fire told us all this shit way back then. But we just thought it was music or whatever. All these dudes coming out dressing all crazy and dressing like the Moors or Egyptology, all in their music and all that. But again, because of Christianity, we just did with spookism. Oh, I like their music, but I'm a Christian. So you didn't dig deeper or nothing like that. But then the liar was Christian. Because Christianity represents the same supremacist that overthrew you and took all your shit, all your magic, took everything and gave you nothing. But now people waking up because, like I said, that 400 years is up. So now all these holy people, and they're holy because they're called of God, the real God. So you got a channel like mine that's telling you all this shit and showing you verse by verse in the Bible, in the Word, verse by verse, showing you who's really in that cloud and what that represents, what the word set means in the Bible, S-E-T. Because I'm talking about Authorized King James, because that's the one telling you everything. That's what I've been studying for decades. So he's got some type of relationship with some type of Aquarius energy. But even though he does, he's got a loyalty to that Virgo. But it's just like that Virgo just be stinging his ass. And with the Virgo, he's trying to have that home base. But she's stinging his ass. Now with this Aquarius, it's more like, that's Aquarius, catch you when I catch you. Boom, boom, boom. But he's not as intent with her. Because I never see a natal chart where Aquarius is right there, the moon is right there in the other house at the border. I mean, the sun is in the other house at the border. And then the moon is in the other house at the border. And then the Aquarius is just right there. So this is some conflictions and crazy shit. Now, did I even do it? Because he said of good fortune. But see, his good fortune ain't really. It said, well, it is conjunct good fortune, but they're not as close as they could be. But it did say if it was conjunct good fortune, he would do good. But then he did mention Saturn, which Saturn isn't as close, but it's still, because everything's on a border almost. So we're going to read this again. If in the natal chart the degree is in conjunction with Mercury, it describes musicians and poets. So we already determined he was a poet and very creative. With the Sun, preferment and privileges. With Saturn, and without supportive aspect from the other planets, failure and poverty. But that's messing around with that Virgo, because to me that Virgo's sucking his ass. She playing him out with the part of fortune, wealth, and power. Because see, it all depends on how intuitive it is. This is a perfect chart of somebody that stays with somebody because their intuition and all that other stuff. They know they got some type of deeper connection with that person. But that person might not be the best person for them in his life. But he needs to stand up to himself. See, that's why I try to tell you, I'm not afraid of somebody walking out on me. As long as I got God, I'm going to be good. Not that you might not suffer, but I'm used to that. Because most people are just scared of being embarrassed, scared of being lonely. You're scared. And so you put yourself in a defeated atmosphere. Whereas if you just stood up for yourself sometime, you would get some type of respect, and you would probably have a better relationship with that person because they know you ain't going to put up with their bullshit. In prison, it's a song dudes used to sing. They probably still sing it. It's a thin line between love and hate. So if you're a real dude, you would know why they sing their song. In prison, they just get together and start singing Friday night and some shit about whatever it was. So this dude came home on Friday night or whatever on the weekend. He come in. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was. And this female just waiting for him. So he thinking he the shit. I do what I want. I come in this house whenever I feel like it. I'm the man. I don't have to tell her nothing. So he really came in. He was the man. So she asked him, I think he even said, "Are you hungry?" Some shit. I don't know if that's, is you listening? I don't know about that. But she asked him, was he hungry? Or whatever. So he thinking, I got over. She don't know I've been out sleeping with at least 3 or 4 different women. And I'm coming home, her dumb ass waiting for me. And now she asking me to cook for me. I got my house in check. I'm the Mac up in this mother. So he thinking it's all good. So she cooked him the food, frying pan and everything. Cooked him the food. He's sitting there eating and stuff. Still ain't telling her where he been or nothing. Not showing her no type of respect. So it's early in the morning. So now she's washing up the dishes and all that. Dried out that frying pan and knocked that nigga out with it. So why would Hard Rocks in prison be singing that song? Because that woman ain't take no shit. And he knew not to come up in that house no more. And she's so psychotic, she ain't even get into all that, well, who was you with and what was you doing? She just let his ass know, if you do that shit to me again, you might not be living. So he had that respect. So what I'm trying to tell is respect. I'm not telling you go violent. But the bottom line is, somebody's only going to be getting over on you because you let them get away with it. But they really playing with him. So that was 28 degrees. And we got to look at that 29, 29. And then we almost up out of here. So I probably will check. I might try to go. Because last time I went to a 3 hours, I didn't have no problem. All right. So now we're going to go 29 degrees Leo. I don't know. I might. Yeah, I think I will split it. 29 degrees Leo. Petty, whining, servile character. Instead of taking action, one prefers to keep on complaining and to dwell on one's misfortunes. However, if the natal chart indicates dynamicism, one can be successful in all occupations related to agriculture, horse breeding, or horse competitions. So they're just saying it's this woman putting, but that's his true north node to that 29. All right. Now, the reason why Lilith retrograde is in your 11th house, because it's eating him up. Like Lilith is inside, but remember Lilith is like the black moon, so he do got some moon issues. But it's because moon is also hidden. See, he don't feel good about this Aquarius chick he running around with, or whatever's going on between them two. All right. I'm just looking at my time. I think we'll keep going. 29, 29. We're going to do a little numerology. See, you have to understand some charts, like I said, if you just let the person do what they do, it's just human nature to try to control something. But dudes like me, well, anybody that if they got gifts or whatever, let them use the gift. Let the universe talk to that person. Because you really will have people try to bully you and try to make you say certain things and all kind of crazy shit. All right, so just give me a minute. What I'm trying to do now is just go to a couple of number locations. So 2929 says a college degree stuffed with absolutely nothing at all. Zeus uses science to dissolve Satan's lies. Everything keeps saying into nothing, like the destruction of evil. I prefer that wicked souls be incinerated into nothing. This is all 2029. Then it says Evelyn is completely wicked. This one says either stars are strange or there are 234 aliens trying to contact us. But you know why that's funny? Because Aquarius is about strange shit. And 11th house rules Aquarius. Because they said this type of person would probably meet somebody in some type of community setting. And that is the 11th house. But it keeps talking about incinerating evil. So like I said, this Aquarius, he just feels better. Like whatever hell the Virgo puts him through, Aquarius kind of helps him. But he still feels guilty about it. And they keep talking about Hillary Clinton a lot. It's funny because I was talking about her up in Watertown. All right. So now this is going to be Joanne Scribe, Sacred Scribes, angel number. We went to angel number for 2929. Circumstances, situations, relationships, or even employment and career options that are coming under review at this time. This means that certain things may come to an end or closure, leading to new directions and opportunities for further soul growth. Stay balanced, focused, and open during this time, and you will find that these endings and subsequent changes will be to your highest good. If you have been intuitively feeling that a part of your life is coming to a close or end, angel number 2929 brings validation to you. And 2929 is your true north node. And you know what's funny? Because it is coming to an ending. Because it's actually going where Virgo is. Which is deep. Because it's almost saying he needed that Aquarius experience to help him deal better with Virgo. Because as soon as he gets to that Virgo, all you see is retrogrades. But that's what Jupiter retrograde means. This is deep. It says express your unique soul and weave love into every aspect of your life. Base your life on the principles of love, acceptance, integrity, compassion, and cooperation. Realign with your heart and soul and discover your true nature and soul purpose. You have powerful energies within you, and they are to be used for the betterment of your own life and that of others. So listen to your inner yearnings and intuition and follow through with your insights and ideas. Trust that you will be able to find a comfortable balance between your material, family, and spiritual worlds. If you have been planning to begin a spiritually based practice, career, profession, or heart-based service or venture, now may be the most auspicious time to put the plan into action. Work out what you really want and need and how you wish things to progress, then work together towards achieving your goals. Trust that you have all you need as you progress along your path, and most importantly, have faith and trust in yourself and your angels and spirit guides. And they're also talking about your life purpose, which is this is where it's at. So some people might say, well, why would they put his true north node in the 11th house if really he's supposed to be with this Virgo energy, home energy, 6th house energy? Because that little whatever he had with the Aquarius was necessary in order for him to get with the Virgo, really improve with the Virgo. Because it looked like him and that Virgo energy got past life stuff going on. So you jump right into, and usually whenever Jupiter is in the 12th house, that person has a guardian angel. Now I've tried to find out who this guardian angel is. I can't find it, but just so you know, anybody that has Jupiter in the 12th house has a guardian angel that's going to protect you, bless you. Okay, now your 12th house is all about, it's still Pisces energy. So it's still going to have to do with your dreams, your subconscious mind, ruled by Neptune. But Virgo is about the home. Like I said, service. And in your case, it's all about your 6th house, which is Pisces too. It is love. It's unconditional love. But I think what the main thing your 12th house is trying to get you to relate to this person without being. I don't know if he's scared of her. He might just be scared of hurting her feelings or something. But there's something there. But he's got to get past that. And if you remember when I first started doing this chart, I talked about it. I didn't even know what was on this chart. Because the universe is kind of encouraging him not to run and get with somebody else. They're kind of encouraging him to just man up and go through the process. So before we talk about those retrogrades, we're going to say that for last. 9 degrees Virgo. Gentle, easygoing, and quiet character. There's a strong possibility that the spouse is lazy. Talking about his spouse. And irascible, and that marriage is unhappy. Woo! But that's because he loved her and she walked all over his ass. In some cases, one is wealthy but indulges in excesses of all sorts. And I think the reason why he does that, just for his own, like a woman that goes out shopping and shit. She feels horrible, so she goes out shopping to feel better. So I think that's one of the main reasons why he does that. If in the natal chart Jupiter or Mars is on this degree, and it basically is, it heralds honors brought about by dubious events such as financial gains linked to sex, a settlement for a divorce, and illegitimate birth. Well, that's taking him back to his 2nd house too. So that could be. But when they said if Jupiter or Mars, they didn't say whether it was retrograde or not, because his are retrograde. But just to keep that as a plane of thought, because we already talked about that in the 2nd house. $15 degrees Virgo. And that's just 6-6. 15, 15, and 6-6. But we still gonna look up that number. 15, 15. Patient, serious, and careful character. One thinks of the future and carefully anticipates every step. Success can be achieved in all professions related to water. Owning the influence of constellation. Owing to the influence of the constellation of the cup, This decree promises that as one ages, one harvests the fruits of one's relentless work and providence. According to Malleus, a Roman poet and astrologer of the 1st century in the Christian era, people influenced by this degree are hedonists and great wine connoisseurs. So they're telling you would do good in any profession with water, wine, and I'm going to try to see what this word hedonist means real quick. Pleasure, self-gratification. They believe that's the aim of life. Pleasure and pursuit of self-gratification. Pursuit of pleasure and self-gratification. 26 degrees Virgo. Clumsy, incompetent, and lazy. One is handicapped by a lack of skills and above all by the certainty that wealth can be achieved without effort. Passivity may encourage people who are more active and hardworking to grasp all the good opportunities. However, the courageous employee of the image also stands for the person influenced by this degree. All it takes to become successful is to pull oneself together, get proper training, and start practicing straightway. That might be her. So they're saying that 26 degrees Virgo, which is really taking you right into the first house where Libra is, like hitting her with a reality check. And it's kind of funny because it's 52 weeks in a year, 26 degrees. That was kind of funny. It's almost like somebody breaking her down and teaching her life. Because what do? You work. It is your paycheck tell you about the 52 weeks and all that shit. That was kind of funny. Like, get out and get a job. Because Virgo, you supposed to be working anyway. Ha ha! You're not going to be sucking my money up no more. Ha ha! It's going to be a few changes here. All right. Now we're going to the degree. We're going to do the number 1515. But we're going to do it in a couple of locations. So give me a moment. It says, I love you, Ra. So that sun is still in effect. I am pushing you to do this. And we just got 1550. Now I'm at matrix.org, just so you know where I'm at. I am pushing you to do this. Because if he keep letting her, like, I don't know if it's fear or just he just love her so much. But she needs somebody to set her ass straight. And then it said, I can't get that song out of my head. And it's funny because we did all that Earth, Wind, and Fire stuff. And the very next one says Divine Earthquake in California. Then it says God's Immaculate Jesus. See, let's go back to the cross. The Lion and the Virgin. Revival. 1515 can mean revival. And it's a word that talks about coming into the garden. And ironically, it's 11,776. That's like 11. That's like 17,17,6. I mean 1776. That's that whole American crap. So it's almost like his 12th house, which is about endings, is also the ending of what we've been talking about, metaphysical. That's why I told you, let spirit talk. You'd be surprised what you learn if you just humble yourself and let spirit talk instead of trying to control everything. And then you get done and you feel just as lost before you started this thing, but that's because you ain't taking notes. And you don't realize this is bigger than, oh, where's my love? Oh, why is my twin talking to you? I mean, it's more to life than that, bro. You got to wake up. All that twin flame stuff is a wake up call. That's why when you read your Bible, ain't two angels always show up, two witnesses, two angels, but they show up at the end. So what you have is a wake up call. You got to find out the real reason behind all of this. And that's why in the Bible it said, obey these things you're hearing because you'll save yourself and those who listen to you. But we got to get out of that low level and realize all this stuff is happening for a reason. 1515. Has to do with changes in your life that will bring about auspicious new opportunities to enhance and enrich your life. Your thoughts, words, and actions have an influence in the results and outcomes of all those take place in your life. Therefore, maintain a positive attitude and use positive affirmations. So they're telling you be positive and this will get better, we will change, we will talk, we will work this out. Remember, Virgo is a sign of healing, though, to ensure that all changes take place and the new entering your life will be most positive and life improving. Be inspired to take actions towards new opportunities appearing in your life at this time as they are appearing for you to take full advantage of and will be of great benefit to yourself and others. Take charge of your own life, do things your own way, and make positive choices and changes that suit who you truly are and what you truly want from life. Stay positive and optimistic about these impending changes, and you will find that all will go smoothly. Accept change in your life. Call upon your higher self. And that's funny because that's Sagittarius energy. Ninth house, also your third house because that's what Sagittarius is. And enjoy the challenges and experience to be had. Go your own way in peace, love, and joy. Jupiter retrograde, put it all in a nutshell, it causes you to reevaluate situations. You may have said before, oh, this ain't going to work. But now you see it differently. And that's why your 11th house, that's why if you notice, whatever he did in his 11th house, it really just pushed him back to the 12th. And if you're going back to your 12th, then you're going back to your 6th house where it all started with the unconditional love, where she is. Your 6th house is also ruled by Venus. Well, Venus is there, but it's ruled by Virgo. And then it takes you right back to your 7th house of the relationship. So whatever happened in his 5th house with that Aquarius, just look on both sides of his chart. That Aquarius' sole agenda was to push him, which is his true north node, but his true north node is taking him back into the Virgo. So that's deep. Now, Saturn helps you deal with abuse. Usually Saturn retrograde is abuse, but it helps you deal with abuse by accountability, confronting it, dealing with it, getting healing for it. And also, Saturn retrograde could be somebody who's impatient, and you had to learn patience as well. Both Saturn retrograde and Mars retrograde deal with having problems of authority. So you still have to learn how to be patient, how to have compromise, and don't have a out to get me mentality. Alright. So now we're going to do Mars retrograde, and that will be concluding this reading. Just let me do what I do. Give me a second. And they said somebody with Mars retrograde will have problems speaking up for themselves. So you can't have a problem speaking up for yourself. So that's the change that they're talking about. The Aquarius has got to go, and you got to really get back into working things out. But in your house, you got to be you can't love somebody so much as you let them run over top of you. So it says Mars retrograde can be a failure to speak up for yourself, a lack of self-confidence, or other self-imposed emotional blocks. And that's what the 12th house does. It makes you face these things, your subconscious mind, your dreams, and you can't look to anybody else to fight your battles for you. And it says you may even feel like you're the doormat for the one you love, and that's kind of like what the chart is saying. But he has to be careful, because then if he does speak up, he'll blow, which isn't good, because then that's like passive aggressive. They say all this could be caused from past life experience when you were directed to perform unregrettable acts. See, whenever you deal with Virgo and Mars, that could be the military, because the service, and the Mars is also the military. So you have to find ways to dissipate your frustrations, whatever it is, hobbies, whatever it is. And just hold people accountable for their actions, so that you don't get so upset internally. All right, so that concludes this natal chart reading. It was very interesting. So let everybody know once again, in this particular reading, I had no choice but to read the degrees, because it was like, what the heck is going on with this chart? It's really unique. So that's why I did it. We have sales going on. If anybody also needs phone consultation, you gotta excuse me. My mouth is I'm dry. It's like over 3 hours. So we have for that information there. You can always request the service and price list, natal card readings. Like I said, we do anything, and anything that's considered a unknown. We have answers. There's a lot of answers. You just gotta go looking. One female knew she had a connection with Mercury. She didn't know what it was, but you could see it on her natal chart. I've had some people tell me some of the most craziest stuff, but you see it on their natal chart, and you can see how a person has a connection to whoever because it's on their chart. So you definitely need your charts and everything else. So we go more into it when you contact, and you can just check out in the description box as well. And we, like I think I said it, we do have sales going on as we speak. God bless.